Hey, how y'all doing? It's a Tater. It's a Tater. Tater's been on Neighborhood Watch. Tater has been doing Neighborhood Watch. Let me tell you something. I got some friends that's still pissed off at me. She ain't talked to me in over 7 damn weeks because when her brother got out of jail, because I live near the jail, county jail, city police station, rescue squad, and everything, okay? Still ain't talked to me in 7 weeks. I didn't know who that feller was. I didn't know her brother was going to come up here knocking on my windows because where I live, you got to always be on guard. On guard. You hear me? Okay, last night I was sitting out here minding my own business. I was on the phone with one of my other friends. I told my friend, I said, hey, I want you to know there's a girl over here at this doctor's office. She's got some kind of, looks like a little tax, one of them little wagons. I said, it's got wheels on it. And I said, she keeps a walking around this doctor's office. She's a flapping her arms, doing all kinds of shit. I said, now she's going over here in people's yards and a looking. And I said, now she's come back. She's got this big old board with her. She's my friend on the phone. She said she's looking to make her some shelter because it's going to rain. Well, she sit over there. She sat down on the curb. She scratched her head about 3 or 4 times. Then she got up, did her a few more laps. But to make a long story short, she decided she couldn't carry the cart and the board at the same time. So she took the little rolly cart and put it back in somebody's yard, okay? Well, then she decided, well, I guess I better move on because it's getting dark. Well, she put the board up over her head, and I watched her. She walked on down my street, okay? It's why we got to be on guard where I'm at, on guard. We say we got to have a lot of homeless people, and they had been staying on our main street. We got overhead sidewalks. We got a historical, beautiful main street. Well, let me tell you what the city did where I live. They put up facial recognition cameras are down there. And they was sleeping on them overhead sidewalks. Well, that business ain't gonna be happening. So now they're coming in all these places. Okay. Well, I was on the phone with my friend, and I said, I want you to know, here comes somebody else walking down my street. It was some dude. He had on blue jeans, a t-shirt, and a flannel shirt, and he had a boggin on his head. Because it was, for it to be Memorial Day, the kickoff to summer, it was cold in East Tennessee yesterday, okay? Usually everybody's out on the lake, having cookouts, or on the river. Not yesterday. I bet the police was like, whoo, we get a day off. Okay, so he comes walking down my street. Now, he come from the hospital direction. Okay, he had papers in his hands, rolled up with a rubber band. I could see it because I'm sitting here on my porch. I'm watching everything. And I've always got my Smith & Wesson in my pocket. If I sit out here late in the evening when it starts getting dark, yeah, I'm going to have it on me.